Hello, Case for interwebkaiju here. It's getting dark. I haven't done one of these in my car in a long time, but this is Godzilla, Planet of Monsters.
After being away from Earth for some time, a group of humans decide to land on Earth and try to take it back from Godzilla. It's been 20 years for them, and 20,000 for the creatures and plants on Earth. I like the idea of a space colony-esque Godzilla story. It has way more of a science fiction element to it than the rest of the series, and that part is actually pretty interesting. There's no tanks or maser cannons, but instead there are mech suits and these robotic spider turrets. They're really cool, but for the most part Godzilla is just fighting hover cycles. It makes sense due to how much more mobile they are than the rest of the humans' units, but it just seems less interesting to me. Godzilla is given new powers, both offensively and defensively. None of these are as crazy as Shin Godzilla's dorsal mirror ball type lasers, but they're all cool. I also like how the movie doesn't make too much of a big deal about any of them. They're given the same treatment as all his other attacks. Godzilla's atomic breath is once again portrayed differently, and I like it. I really like the humans' plan to destroy Godzilla. The sound effects are wonderful. The music is pretty good as well. The new monster in it and its brethren are alright. I wish they would have fought Godzilla though. The backgrounds all look fantastic, from the space backdrops all the way to the forest scenes. There's also some really well done lighting throughout, though way too many lens flares. Well, there's no lens obviously, it's an animated film. Way too many lens flare effects. I know this is the elephant in the room, but the animation is not very good. I'm guessing I'm not the only one who would have preferred traditional drawn anime style, but I can look past that. If they want to make a CG anime film, they can, but that doesn't excuse it for all its problems. Everything looks choppy, especially the humans. When they walk, it's pretty awful, and it's just really weird when they talk. I don't know if the lip syncing is off or just the animation is bad. Thankfully, the ships and everything else move much better, but still kind of wonky. There are a bunch of Godzilla and other Toho monsters on display in the opening cinematic, but they're only there briefly and just for the flashback exposition. Sadly, they're basically just still pictures. I know I'm not the biggest fan of the overall film's animation style, but it's what they went with, and it would have been cool to see these monsters properly rendered in the universe's 3D world. Mechagodzilla is also there, but only a part of him is seen in the background while he is being mentioned in the dialogue. He doesn't do anything though, but perhaps the filmmakers already had planned for him to be a big part of the second installment to the series and wanted to drop him in this one to have more of a coherent story throughout the films. That being said, the movie ends on sort of a cliffhanger. It's not a terrible one like the major TV shows nowadays, but still nothing is really resolved regarding the plot. I know this is to have people come back for the sequel, but I don't know, I just like a complete story. If the finished story is good, people are going to come back and watch the second one to see how that cinematic world and character stories continue. Unfortunately, none of the characters are good. There's an angsty one, some stubborn military types, and an overly calm one. Nothing too memorable. The two most memorable ones are because one guy kind of acts like Whis from Dragon Ball or maybe Zex from Gundam Wing, and then this girl who is really only memorable because she's the only girl that goes to Earth. Godzilla doesn't do much in the film. If you didn't like how he just sludged along in the past couple of films, well, it's worse here. Granted, it does work well with his aesthetic, which I find to neither be good or bad.
So that was Godzilla, Planet of Monsters. I really liked the whole sci-fi thing it had going. It was cool to see the Godzilla story in different times. I think all the other iterations are like modern times. The animation's not very good, the ending is pretty non-existent, and the characters are really bland. But I'd still recommend it. I mean, it wasn't the best thing ever, but still enjoyed myself. And honestly, I'm still gonna watch the next one. I'm still excited to watch the next one, so they got that going for them. If you have any movies you would like me to review, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.
ねえ、本当の地球はホロより綺麗なの？